I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another episode of Books My Boyfriend Gave Me. Today we're talking about The Eye of the World, Book 1 in the Wheel of Time series. Now, as you may know, I am co-hosting a read-along of this series now on our Discord channel. We had our first live show at the end of January, and it was so much fun. I am co-hosting this with Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative, Stacy, and Anita, and we had a lot of fun talking about The Eye of the World. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. First, a spoiler-free summary if you've been living under the rock for the last 30 years and don't know what this book is all about. The wheel of time turns and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth returns again. What was, what will be, and what is may yet fall under the shadow. Moraine, an Aes Sedai, arrives in Emond's Field on a quest to find the one prophesied to stand against the Dark One, a malicious entity sowing seeds of chaos and destruction when a vicious band of half-men, half-beasts, the Trollocs, invade the village seeking their master's enemy. Moraine persuades Rand, Mat, and Perrin to leave their home and enter a large, unimaginable world filled with dangers waiting in the shadows and in the light. So, like I said, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and we had a whole live show talking about it, so I won't talk about it a whole lot. Also, another reason why I won't go into too much detail here besides we had a live show, and I don't want to give spoilers away for those of you that haven't read this yet. I also I've been doing spoiler reading vlogs for my patrons every week while I've been reading these books, so they've gotten my thoughts as I approached those areas in the books, so there are spoilers there too. But I did want to give it its own review, and this was part of the Books My Boyfriend Gave Me series because I got this with John. So 4 to 5 stars, and this was a second read for me, so I'm going to kind of combine my reviews from both of my reads. What worked for me was the epic adventure feel. It felt so epic and adventurous. Those are the only 2 words I can think to describe it. We've got expansive world building. I loved seeing this world just grow and grow and grow as we made our journey through the book. It had a great build up to all of the legends that we learned in this book. I know we still have more to come because this is a 12-15 book series. But the legends that we did get in Eye of the World, it had great build up to them, that once you learned those legends, the real truth behind those legends, it was so exciting. There was great storytelling and a good solid cast of main characters. Now, what didn't work for me, why I gave it 4 and not 5 stars, first of all, there were so many details in here that it was hard to tell what to pay attention to, and what you could kind of get by not paying attention to. Felt a bit tedious at times and long-winded. We had endless descriptions of clothing and, places that we just traveled by and didn't even spend time in. Speaking of which, the world was so large, I felt a little lost at times, okay, where are we now? Because they would mention the name of the place once when they arrived in that place, and sometimes never again, and I got lost and forgot where we were at. Also, this was, especially on my first read, this was one of those books that I wasn't particularly excited to pick up every time I read it, but once I was actually in the process of reading it, while I was reading it, I was enjoying everything I was reading, and I was really excited about it. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I am already in the middle of Book 2, The Great Hunt, and we'll have a live show for that coming up at the end of this month. Let me know what your favorite moment is in The Eye of the World, who your favorite character was. At the beginning, I loved the peddler. but then I learned that he's not one that you're supposed to love. So I think Moraine became my favorite after that. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of The Eye of the World, especially on your first read, because it's easy to say looking back after you've read it several times that this book is so good because you have that nostalgia there. But on your first read, I would love to know what you guys thought. As always, my Patreon and my Discord information will be in the description below. Keep reading, and I love y'all to the moon and back. Bye.